You've seen the headlines. Sky-high auctions, ice blue Tiffany dials, and jaw-dropping six-figure price tags. But what's really floating on top in 2025? From sporty icons to grand complications, we are ranking every Patek Philippe model by how crazy people want them, and more importantly, what you'll actually need to save. Some choices might leave you speechless. Stick around, all your Patek questions answered. Let's dive, starting with the Nautilus. Born in 1976 and designed by the legendary Gerald Genta, the Nautilus broke every Patek rule. It was steel, it was sporty, and it was shaped like a freaking ship porthole. Fast forward to 2025. The Nautilus isn't just popular, it's a cultural phenomenon. You can't scroll Instagram without spotting one on a celebrity wrist, from LeBron to Jay-Z. And guess what? Most models are sold out before they hit the boutique window. That scarcity is what fuels the insane secondary market prices. We're talking multiples of retail and still rising. So now let's dive into the models that built and continue to dominate this mythos. Starting with number 1, the annual calendar Moonphase, reference number 5726 1A014. That dial does the heavy lifting. Sunburst blue-gray with a dark gradient edge, it shifts tone depending on the light, almost like watching dusk roll in. At 40.5 millimeters, it's balanced and sharp, with an 11.3 millimeter profile that slides easily under a cuff. The annual calendar complication tracks day, date, and month, adjusting itself automatically, except once a year in February. Down at 6 o'clock, a Moonphase display floats above a 24-hour indicator, giving it visual poetry without sacrificing legibility. Crafted entirely in stainless steel, it is the most practical complication watch in the Nautilus family. At $59,703, it feels like a cerebral flex. Number 2, Flyback Chronograph Travel Time, reference number 5990 1A011. That gradient dial hits differently in natural light. Sunburst blue-gray with a smoky fade to black at the edge, all laid over Nautilus's signature horizontal embossing. This layered look adds real wrist depth, especially when paired with the dual time display and flyback chronograph. You have got a solid 40.5mm steel case that wears thin at 12.53mm, giving it just enough presence without feeling bulky. It's sporty, it's global, and entirely steel, yet costs around $73,000 retail, and double that on resale. That's scarcity plus functionality, all wrapped up in a bracelet so refined that it feels like engineered silk. It's the Nautilus for frequent flyers with a thing for understatement. Number 3, the Date Sweep Seconds, reference number 5811 1G001. All the classic Nautilus DNA, embossed dial, integrated bracelet, elegant profile, but turned up in pure white gold with icy precision. The dial is a deep ocean blue that darkens towards the edges, giving it that signature gradient drama. At 41 millimeters, the case is just slightly upsized from the original 5711, but it stays razor thin at 8.2 millimeters. The sweep seconds and date complication keeps things clean and functional. The solid white gold bracelet comes with a patented fold-over clasp and lockable micro-adjustment system that feels high-tech and silky. At $77,997, this is the spiritual successor to the 5711, but dressed for a black tie event. Understated from afar, unstoppable up close. Number 4, Moonphases, reference number 5712 1R001. Pure wrist candy and rose gold, this one isn't trying to blend in. It's making eye contact across the room. The 40mm case and integrated bracelet are fully executed in rich rose gold, with a satin brushed finish that catches light in waves. Paired with a brown sunburst dial that fades to black at the edges, it's warm, moody, and deeply refined. The dial layout breaks convention. Power reserve, moonphase, and off-center date are asymmetrical but perfectly balanced, giving it real visual charisma. Priced at around $92,830, this is the Nautilus that blends complication with full-on opulence. Bold, artistic, and quietly complex. And finally for the Nautilus, number 5, the Perpetual Calendar, reference number 5740 1G001. This is where Nautilus meets haute horology. The first grand complication in the lineup, this 40mm white gold Perpetual Calendar merges sport watch presence with full-blown calendar mastery. 3 subdials display day, date, month, leap year, and Moonphase, all powered by the ultra-thin caliber 240Q, which keeps the case profile to just 8.42mm. That thinness is no accident. It is the slimmest Perpetual Calendar that Patek makes, and it fits like a tailored cufflink on the wrist. The sunburst blue dial plays beautifully against the cool sheen of white gold. At $169,220, it's the ultimate flex for those who want technical muscle wrapped in understatement. The Aquanaut. The Aquanaut isn't just a Nautilus alternative, it is a rising icon in its own right. Launched in 1997 with a bold, modern edge, it swapped classic steel bracelets for ultra-durable tropical rubber, and introduced a dial that looks part grid, part adventure map. In 2025, it is the second most sought-after Patek line after the Nautilus, thanks to its youthful vibe and wear-it-everywhere energy. With curved octagonal bezels, razor-sharp case finishing, and high-tech materials, it appeals to a newer generation of collectors who want luxury with versatility. Prices start high, and they climb even higher, especially in rose gold or limited editions. Number 1. Date Sweep Seconds, reference number 5167A001. This is the one that defines the Aquanaut look. Sleek, stealthy, and seriously versatile. The 5167A is ultra-thin at just 8.1mm, making it one of the slimmest sports watches in Patek's lineup. The black embossed dial, with its grid-like texture and smoky gradient, pops against the polished and brushed steel case. White gold numerals and hands glow in low light, but the real kicker is that tropical composite strap. It's soft, grippy, and practically bulletproof against salt, heat, or wear. Retailing at $25,958, it is technically Patek's quote-unquote entry sports watch, but good luck grabbing one at retail. This is the no-date Nautilus's edgier, more active cousin, perfect with a linen shirt or a wetsuit. It's low-key elite, and the reason that waitlists just keep growing. Number 2, the Travel Time, reference number 5164G001. Cool-toned, travel-ready, and ultra-refined, this dual-time Aquanaut feels like it was built for the kind of collector who flies private and packs light. The opaline blue-gray dial with an embossed pattern carries an almost frosted depth under light. Clean, but distinctive. The local and home time hands are cleverly differentiated. One solid, one skeletonized, both crafted in white gold. The 40.8mm white gold case gives off a soft glow and feels weighty in all the right ways, while the composite strap in matching blue-gray ties it all together for a sleek monochromatic finish. At $68,109, it is priced for serious collectors, but far from showy. This is built into a design that fits just as well in an airport lounge as it does with a cashmere hoodie on a long-haul flight. Number 3. The Annual Calendar Moonphases, reference number 5261R001. This is where sporty meets poetic. The 5261R brings a full annual calendar and moonphase to the Aquanaut line, wrapped in warm rose gold and paired with an icy opaline blue-gray dial. It's an unexpected combo that works beautifully. The embossed Aquanaut texture gives the dial depth, while rose gold numerals and baton-style hands glow with low-key luxury. The subdials for day, date, and month are cleanly laid out, and the moonphase at 6 o'clock adds just the right touch of artistry. The matching composite strap in soft blue-gray tones down the precious metal, making it feel casual but elevated. Through the sapphire caseback, the automatic movement delivers high-spec functionality without adding bulk. Priced at $68,850, this is a stealth grail, made for collectors who love technical watchmaking but also refuse to sacrifice style or comfort. And number 4, the Chronograph, reference number 5968A001. This one brings serious adrenaline to the Aquanaut lineup. At 42.2 millimeters, it is the boldest of the bunch, with a flyback chronograph complication that just screams action. White gold numerals and hands give it polish, while the chronograph subdial at 6 o'clock keeps the symmetry tight. It comes with 2 straps, a black tropical rubber that's sleek and stealthy, and an eye-searing orange version that turns heads instantly. Retailing at $122,428, it is leagues beyond just a sports watch. It's a power piece. This is the Aquanaut for collectors who want their Patek to move fast and look loud doing it. Moving on, Calatrava. Simplicity is the hardest thing to get right, and that's where Calatrava has always quietly ruled. Born in 1932, this is Patek Philippe's foundation, the blueprint for what a dress watch should be. In 2025, it holds steady at number 3 in popularity, proving that minimalism never goes out of style. The Calatrava collection has evolved beyond the classic 36mm gold on leather formula. Now you're going to see sector dials, hobnail bezels, textured finishes, and even contemporary micro-rotor movements. Let's take a look at the references that continue to define understated luxury. Starting with number 1, Clous du Paris, reference number 6119G001. This one is pure classical heat. The 6119G redefines dress watch perfection with razor-sharp execution. That iconic Clous du Paris hobnail bezel is back, and it's flawless, adding just the right amount of texture and light play around the white gold case. At 39mm and only 8.08mm thick, it's crisp, it's elegant, and ridiculously refined on the wrist. The charcoal gray dial is vertically satin finished, giving off a soft metallic glow that shifts subtly in different lights. Paired with faceted Oba-style markers and those dagger-sharp Dauphine hands in white gold, it is all clean geometry and precision. At $35,600, it is a masterclass in restraint. Just top-tier craftsmanship, heritage, and balance, all wrapped up in one of the most quietly powerful Pateks that you can own. Number 2, the Date Sweep Seconds, reference number 6007G001. This is Calatrava with an edge, modern, graphic, and just a little bit stealthy. The 6007G skips the usual minimalism and goes full contemporary with a carbon pattern embossed dial that feels more a racing cockpit than a cocktail hour. The matte ebony backdrop is offset by luminous white gold numerals and baton-style hands with a smoky anthracite finish, giving it a technical, almost industrial aesthetic. The polished white gold case keeps it grounded in luxury, but it's the textures and tonality that make this model stand out in the Calatrava line. The sapphire crystal caseback reveals the automatic movement inside. At $42,151, it's not your grandfather's Patek. It's the Calatrava that has been re-engineered for modern collectors who want precision with personality. Number 3. The Calatrava, reference number 6196P001. The 6196P is Calatrava elegance with just enough flair to feel quietly opulent. The rose gilt opaline dial shimmers with warmth, balanced perfectly by charcoal gray markers and hands that cut through with clarity. It's the kind of dial that you keep staring at under changing light. Never flashy, but never boring either. The 38mm platinum case feels dense and rich on the wrist, with a single diamond discreetly set at 6 o'clock as a hidden wink to those who know. The watch sits at 9.33mm thick, offering presence without puff. The chocolate brown alligator strap brings warmth, tying in beautifully with the rose-tone dial and giving it that elevated vintage vibe. Priced at $49,444, it's a platinum dress watch that blends quiet prestige, historical nods, and modern wearability like it's second nature. And number 4, the rare Handcrafts, reference number 5088-100P001. This is haute horology turned into literal art. The 5088-100P is a rare handicraft Calatrava that doesn't just tell time, it tells a story. The 18-karat gold dial is entirely hand-engraved and then filled with deep black enamel, creating a swirling Baroque pattern that looks almost too intricate to be real. That same Champlevé engraving continues along the platinum case flanks, making this piece feel more like a sculpture than a wristwatch. A single diamond at 6 o'clock is tucked into the case band like a signature. Understated, but unmistakable. At 38mm wide and 8.3mm thick, it looks like a secret that was meant only for those who understand true craftsmanship. Even the prong buckle on the glossy black alligator strap is hand-engraved platinum. At $112,930, this isn't just a watch. It is a one-of-one level creation in serial disguise. Calatrava that whispers, "I'm rare, and I know it." Now, moving on to the grand complications. If Calatrava is Patek's soul, grand complications are its genius. This is where the brand stops playing by anyone else's rules. Tourbillons, minute repeaters, perpetual calendars, celestial charts. These aren't just watches, they are micro-mechanical symphonies for the wrist. The reason that they sit at number 4 isn't because they're less loved, it's because they're harder to get. Most pieces are made in ultra-small numbers, often requiring years of waiting, or connections deeper than your pockets. But for collectors, these are the grails. The watches that you buy not just to wear, but to pass down. What makes them special isn't just the complications, it's how Patek packages them with finesse, elegance, and finishing that feels borderline supernatural. The Grand Complications line proves that when Patek decides to flex, they are still the final boss of traditional Swiss watchmaking. Let's look at some references that make even seasoned collectors pause. Starting with number 1, the Chronograph Perpetual Calendar, reference number 5270 1R001. This is heavyweight horology with a tuxedo finish. The 5270 1R001 pairs with a perpetual calendar with a manual wind chronograph inside a flawless 41mm rose gold case and a matching integrated bracelet that feels like liquid metal on the wrist. The sunburst ebony black dial isn't just dark, it's deep, warm, and endlessly reflective, punctuated by rose gold markers and leaf hands that glow with classic authority. A tachometer scale around the edge subtly nods to its sporty roots, but make no mistake, this is formal firepower. With its traditional layout of day, date, leap year, and moonphase complications, this piece is as much about legacy as it is about function. Through the sapphire caseback, the hand-finished movement is basically visual poetry. Priced at $148,265, it is one of those watches that makes collectors whisper. Not just a grand complication, this is Patek flexing centuries of savoir-faire in a single, unforgettable reference. Number 2, the Celestial, reference number 6102R001. The 6102R001 is less of a watch and more of a cosmic theater for the wrist. A rose gold 44mm case frames an intricate sky chart showing the exact position of the stars in the northern hemisphere, complete with lunar phases and orbit. The dial is a stunning deep blue made from sapphire crystal discs layered for depth and astronomical precision. Skeletonized white gold leaf hands float above this celestial canvas, making every glance feel like stargazing. Despite its visual complexity, it wears elegantly at just 10.6mm thick. At $369,342, it is horology as high art. Astronomy, poetry, and engineering in perfect sync. Number 3, the Retrograde Perpetual Calendar, reference number 5304-301R001. This is the kind of watch that silences a room. A fully open-worked perpetual calendar with retrograde date, this piece exposes every gear and lever of its intricate mechanism beneath a transparent sapphire dial. Pure mechanical theater. Encased in rose gold with hand-applied white gold inserts, it's then drenched in luxury. 80 baguette-cut diamonds totaling over 6.5 carats line the bezel, the lugs, and the clasp, catching the light from every angle. It's not water-resistant, but this isn't for diving. This is for legacy. At $3,249,999, it is a statement of mastery, money, and rarity. If you see one in person, consider it a cosmic alignment. And number 4, the split-second Monopusher chronograph, reference number 5373P001. This is one of the most technically elite watches that Patek Philippe makes, and it's a southpaw. It flips convention with its left-handed crown and Monopusher, tailored for serious connoisseurs and left wrist wearers alike. Crafted in platinum with a discrete diamond at 12 o'clock, it houses a split-second chronograph, one of the most complex complications in watchmaking, inside a compact 38.3mm case. The charcoal gray dial with black gradient edge and vertical brushing is equal parts stealth and sophistication. Paired with a fabric-textured calfskin strap and priced at, are you ready? $6,350,070, this isn't just rare, it's a mechanical outlier that collectors chase, not casually consider. Now, moving on to the Cubitus. Cubitus isn't just another Patek, it's the rebellion that Geneva didn't see coming. Launched in 2024, this avant-garde rectangular curve marvel instantly sparked heated debates across collector forums. Its case, sculpted with daring angles and soft curves, rejects traditional Patek design codes. Yet, it demands attention like Gucci's runway dropped onto your wrist. In 2025, Cubitus is riding a wave of collector hype, fueled by its design-forward silhouette and scarcity. Early editions are instantly sold out. Cubitus isn't here to blend in, it is here to make a statement. So now, let's explore the reference that's turning heads and redefining expectations. Starting with number 1, the date sweep seconds, reference number 5821 1AR001. A futuristic silhouette cloaked in tradition, this Cubitus uses rose gold and steel in a 45mm case that feels more sculpture than wristwatch. The horizontally embossed sunburst blue dial shifts from cobalt to navy in the light, anchored by rose gold baton indices and luminous coated hands that cut through shadow with warmth and clarity. Its bracelet, an alternating blend of brushed steel and polished gold, wraps the wrist like modern armor, finished with a patented fold-over clasp that feels surgical in execution. Priced at $65,266, this is Cubitus in full stride. Bold, architectural, and unmistakably modern Patek. A curveball that collectors didn't expect, but also can't resist. And number 2, the instantaneous grand date, day, and moon phases. Reference number 5822P001. A platinum heavyweight with celestial flair, it elevates the Cubitus collection with layered complication and understated luxury. The 45mm case, milled from solid platinum, houses a sunburst blue dial that delivers a mesmerizing gradient under natural light. Look closely. The signature baguette-cut diamond at 6 o'clock signals exclusivity without shouting. The instantaneous grand date, day, and moon phase display is executed with Patek's signature precision, all framed by white gold baton markers and luminous hands. The navy blue composite strap, textured like fine fabric, is anchored by a platinum clasp that adds both weight and gravitas. With a price tag of $92,707, it is a complication-forward Cubitus that blends art, astronomy, and assertive presence. Now, moving on to the Golden Ellipse. Shape matters, and Patek's Golden Ellipse proves that form can be the star. These aren't just watches, they are silent statements steeped in design history, built for collectors who seek more than just round wrists. The Golden Ellipse, launched in 1968, is based on the golden ratio, a mathematically perfect aesthetic, and remains covetable in 2025 because it's a shape-defying icon, not a timeline-defined trend. The Golden Ellipse Black Dial, reference number 5738 1R001. Pure elegance distilled into minimalist geometry. The ultra-slim rose gold case of this Golden Ellipse, just 5.9mm thick, creates a seamless flow into its solid gold bracelet, tailored with 3 adjustment slots for a perfect fit. Its sunburst ebony dial, rich, deep, and impossibly refined, is accented by baton-style markers and fine Cheva-style hands, all in rose gold. The 34.5 by 39.5mm size looks like art. Not loud, but unmistakably sculptural. With a retail of $64,648, it's less about market flex and more about form, heritage, and the quiet prestige of the Ellipse. And finally, Gondolo. The Gondolo, rooted in Art Deco and named after Patek's days selling to Brazil's elite in the 1920s, keeps a low-slung cushion case charm. They fly under the radar compared to Nautilus hype, but that's the point. It draws niche fans, lovers of geometry, history, and tasteful defiance. In a sea of round watches, these shapes say, I see angles differently, and so should you. Let's discuss the reference that's quietly turning heads. The Gondolo, reference number 7041R001. Delicate, deco-inspired, and dripping with elegance, this 30mm by 33.8mm Gondolo fuses classical lines with artisan craftsmanship. The silvery grain dial, ringed by a flange set with 108 brilliant cut diamonds, glows softly under rose gold leaf-style hands. Roman numerals printed in a warm brown nod to vintage charm, while the chestnut alligator strap adds texture and contrast. At 7.6mm thin, it slips effortlessly under a sleeve, radiating understated femininity. Powered by a manual wind movement and encased in rose gold with a sapphire caseback, this $32,499 stunner is for connoisseurs who prefer refined lineage over loud branding. A piece of wearable architecture. And that's the 2025 Patek lineup. From the headline-grabbing Nautilus to the under-the-radar golden Ellipse, Patek Philippe's 2025 lineup is as dynamic as it is desirable. Scarcity, heritage, and design mastery all play a role in who rises and who falls. If one of these pieces is already in your collection, well, congratulations, you're holding history. And if you're still building your wish list, well, now you know what's hot, what's rare, and what's next. Hit like if you saw a favorite, comment your top pick, and also don't forget to subscribe. More high-end heat is coming soon.